Hey guys, so I know I didn't review episode 2 last week because I've just been super busy with essays and exams and everything. So today I'm going to be talking about Doctor Who Series 15, episodes 2 and 3 in the same video. These two are very different episodes in like tone and genre, but I think they're both really good episodes and they make up for the lackluster episode 1. Episode 2, Lux, is set in a 1950s Miami, Florida movie theater, and the Doctor and Belinda land. The Doctor's still not able to get Belinda home. I'm kind of curious into seeing how far into the series this goes. I guess it's going to be the entire season until the finale. I'm a little curious. That episode 4 features the return of Ruby. Maybe they might get home in episode 4, so I don't know. So because this guy had a spoon and the light reflected off the spoon into the movie theater, Doctor Who logic, it's okay. There's now this sentient cartoon character named Mr. Ringading, voiced by Alan Cumming, aka that guy from X-Men, aka King Henry from that awful Jodie Whittaker episode. King James, I don't remember. Well, he is such an interesting villain. I love Mr. Ringading. You know, his song is funny yet annoying, kind of like some of these old cartoons have. I feel like they were poking fun at like a lot of the silly like Disney cartoons made in the 50s. He traps people inside of film, which is kind of crazy, kind of creepy. It's kind of like Flatline a little bit, except he doesn't kill them, he just traps them in there. And it turns out he is part of the pantheon of gods, with the same as the trickster or Sutek or the maestro. So Russell's definitely building on that trend. I don't know. I thought Mr. Ringading was a better villain than the maestro, but that's just my personal opinion. I think the episode was a structured better. Maybe that's it as well. The part where he turns the Doctor and Ruby into cartoons. It's really funny. And I like how like while they're trying to break out of their cartoons by becoming more well-rounded characters, they get this like bonding moments between them where they talk about their greatest fears and then they become more well-rounded, which just means becoming like from 2D cartoon to 3D cartoon to like real people. And then the show literally breaks the fourth wall where they come out of the TV and talk to Doctor Who fans, which I know I feel like some people are gonna hate this, some people are gonna like this. I usually don't like meta television. Like I feel like when Rick and Morty does it, it gets kind of old after a while. But I think it all depends on the execution. You know, I think they executed it well, and I love when he was speaking to the fans of the show, and they all said the favorite episode is Blink, because that's like the fan favorite. It's not my favorite, but I still really like it. That's they're like you're real to us, and they like met friends through watching Doctor Who, which actually happens. You know, it happened to me. Part of a Doctor Who fan club, so I thought it was a really sweet scene, and them using light against the god of light was kind of it had this sense of irony about it, which I like. A nice way to wrap up the episode. I don't think Mr. Ringading even cared. Like, he just became light, and he seemed pretty happy with it. He tipped his hat at us and just dissolved into nothingness. So, I don't even think he was that upset about it. Alan Cumming did a great performance voicing Mr. Ringading. When he became like this 3D, like hyper realistic monster, that was so creepy because it was so real but so not real at the same time. It had this uncanny valley effect, which I really liked. Some of the dialogue in this episode could have been better. I feel like a lot of it's exposition heavy, especially with the people at the diner. That scene was written so oddly, and the guy who runs the movie theater, he's like spouting off exposition at every single line. So I didn't really like him that much either. I feel like there was an exposition problem in this episode, but I did like the vibes. I thought it was a funny, kind of creepy, action packed, goofy, like when the doctor was being rolled up by the film. I thought that was funny. Oh yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Brings us into episode 3, which it leads like directly into it because they're wearing the same clothes at the beginning before they change into those spacesuits. By the way, I like how like when there's like a running gag through Shooty's era. Whenever they change, they do like a little runway walk with music. Episode 3 is called The Well, and I think it's, in my opinion, the best episode since The Doctor Falls. And The Doctor Falls aired 8 years ago. So that's a combination of this episode being really good, and the show not really being consistent since. Doctor and Belinda try to get back home, of course. That doesn't happen. The season's giving me a lot of like season run vibes with like William Hartnell trying to bring Ian and Barbara home. So it's like a nice little callback to that. They come 500,000 years into the future. Nobody's heard of the planet Earth or humans, which makes me feel like something's wrong with time. Maybe connected to the reason why the Doctor and Belinda can't get back home. Who knows? They're in this rescue mission with this group of astronauts but they only find one survivor. And a lot of this episode, especially the opening, reminded me of Aliens. This kind of military team going to this planet that nobody's been to in a while, trying to get a survivors. Very Aliens-like, and I love the movie Aliens, so I thought it was pretty cool. This episode felt so fresh, yet familiar at the same time. It really belonged in the David Tennant era, not just because it brings back the Midnight Entity, which is a great twist. Too bad I had it spoiled for me by what was it? Was it Screen Rant or IGN or something? I don't know. One of those stupid sites that's like, this villain returns to Doctor Who, and it shows like the photo of the episode it's from. It's like, okay, I didn't need to know that. I could have run into it blind. Um, but still, like that reveal was so well executed because it's something that most people wouldn't even think about. The episode aired like 17 years ago now, and Russell's like, we're gonna do all new villains, and of course he lied about that. Russell always lies, but I think bringing back this villain as opposed to the Cyberman for the 500th time was a good idea. Like, is the way they handled this villain, which they make it creepy in a new way with it always standing behind the survivor woman, and if you stand behind it, it yeets you into death. It's so creepy. They add new layers to the villain while still keeping the mystery. You still don't know where it's from. You still don't know, like, what it looks like. I like the scene where it looks at the doctor and it knows the doctor's name because it's been inside of his head all those years ago. That's so creepy. I love this episode. It's like bringing that villain back worked very well. The tension and the whole throughout the episode was so good. I was on the edge of my seat until the random ass commercial breaks popped up out of nowhere because I'm too cheap to pay for Disney Plus Premium. But Russell T Davies, he's pretty hit or miss lately, but he really nailed this one and the one before it, of course. The music by Murray Gold was phenomenal as always. He did such a great soundtrack. He was really good at like rising the tension and the whole to it. It really reminded me of the scary episodes of the David Tennant era, like The Family of Blood, or The Silence in the Library, or of course Midnight. The thing being right behind her reminded me of Turn Left, like there's something on your back. That thing. At first, like if I didn't know that it was Midnight coming back, I'd have assumed it was the Time Beetle, but it wasn't. But still, very good. I think the cinematography in the episode looked fantastic, and the special effects looked great. It was pretty obviously like the cheap episode because like 80% of the episode is set inside one room, which the cheap episode of Doctor Who is usually the best of the season or one of the best of the seasons. So I always look forward to these ones. But whoever directed this did a great job. The performances all around very good. Every actor gave in this sense of terror and horror, especially the lady who played the deaf woman, who I assume is deaf in real life. Her name was Alice, I think. She did great. I haven't seen her on anything, but I think she did a great performance, and I kind of hope she has a good career after this because she's able to have this sense of feel really seen. I think, I don't know, she was great. And Shudigawa did great here too. The actress was really good. It's funny because Andor is back, so I'm seeing her at like two shows at once, which is kind of funny. Like, oh, it's Doctor Who Saturdays, time to see Belinda. Oh, it's Andal Tuesdays, time to see Belinda. I don't know the actress's name in real life. Um, but yeah, this was a great episode. Episodes 2 and 3 really bringing the show back on track after our lackluster finale, lackluster Christmas special, and lackluster premiere. So having three bad episodes in a row, then having these two good episodes kind of symbolizes what Doctor Who is at this point and why I still watch the show. Like, yes, you might have three bad episodes in a row, but you get some really good ones sprinkled in. And I feel like if this was any other show and they have like three bad episodes in a row, I just drop the series as a whole. But Doctor Who, it's not the most consistent series, but when it is good, it's amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll make sure to make a video on episode 4 next week, where Ruby comes back. So it'll be interesting to see how, I assume it would be set in present day Earth. So the Doctor and Belinda somehow get back to the present. Hopefully we see my girl Kate Stewart. I know she's somewhere in the season, but I don't know where. I know Mel's supposed to come back at some point, so it's be cool to see her again. But yeah, I don't really know what to expect. The Next Time trailer didn't really show us that much, which I kind of enjoy. I don't like when Next Time trailers give everything away. You know, speaking of you, John Sim from the Series 10 trailer. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace.